Hey guys, thanks for watching my channel today. Today I want to talk about why at 77 I depend on my Ford F-150 to tow my Ranger Z520L and what that really means to me. In a couple of years I'm going to be 80 years old. Hard to believe. Never thought it would happen to me. It hasn't happened yet, so my goal right now is to make it that far. And when I hook up my Ranger bass boat to my Ford F-150, it's more than just about towing a boat. It's about not giving up. Not yet. You know, my Ranger Comanche Z520L, that's a mouthful, isn't just fiberglass and horsepower. It's my 401k. It's 50 years of work, hard work. And it's 50 years of mornings with a sunrise. It's bass tournaments all over the country. It's bass fishing guide trips on Lake Okeechobee and Lake Istapoka. It's friendships and it's stories that I still tell. And as long as I can tow safely, I'm still the guy that's going to show up on the water. When you're younger, you don't think about towing a boat, you just do it. At 77, you start thinking about everything. You start thinking about stopping in traffic, about stopping in the right distance. You start thinking about the wet ramps, reaction time. You remember why you ended up getting four-wheel drive. You just don't take chances anymore. And you don't need excitement when you're out on the highway. You need steadiness. And that's why I depend on my Ford pickup. Not because it's flashy, not because it impresses anybody, but it's steady. It's not the first truck I've owned. In fact, I've probably owned a dozen or more. Most of them have been Fords because I like the product. And at this age, that's important. Nobody talks about this part of aging, the quiet fear, the day when someone says, maybe you shouldn't be towing a boat anymore. The day when downsizing feels less like a choice and more like a decision that's made for you. As long as I can solve that, as long as I can hook that trailer up and ease down the ramp and drive home under my own control, I'm still independent. And that truck isn't just pulling the weight, it's carrying my freedom. There's something different about backing down a ramp at my age. It's slower, much more deliberate, and I'm much more aware. But it's also deeper because you understand something now. These mornings aren't endless. They're not going to go on forever. They're gifts. And the last thing I want is to give them up because I didn't have the right equipment underneath me. That Ford pickup truck gives me the confidence, and confidence is what keeps me going. Some people think older men hang on to things out of pride. That may be true, but in this case, it's not. It's all about identity. Fishing isn't just something I do, it's who I am, and it's who I've been for decades. And as long as I can safely tow that Ranger, I'm not fading, I'm not sidelined, I'm still in the game. But I'm not naive. I know there may come a day when I can't do this anymore. But I refuse to quit too soon. I refuse to shrink before I have to. And as long as I can drive responsibly, as long as I can think clearly, as long as I can feel confident behind the wheel, I'm going fishing. And that F-150 is part of that promise to myself. And that's what really comes down to. What's it really mean? It means at 77, strength isn't about lifting heavy things. It's about maintaining control of your life. It's about adapting, not surrendering. It's about choosing equipment that gives you that margin, so you don't have to worry about what might go wrong. The truck provides that margin, and margin gives you peace. So why do I depend on my Ford F-150 to tow my Ranger? Because it lets me keep showing up, and it lets me keep launching before sunrise. It lets me keep being the man who doesn't sit at home reading a book, reading a paper, watching other people fish. I may move slower. I may think things through a little more carefully, but I'm not done. And as long as that truck pulls steady and that boat floats true, I'll keep trucking down the highway and keep backing down the ramp. Because independence at 77 isn't loud, it's quiet, it's deliberate, it's earned. And I intend to hold on to it as long as I possibly can. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a great day.